Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about the ruler of the 8th house posited in the 7th house in the natal horoscope. Well, as most of you know, the 8th house governs sex, death, transformation, regeneration, others' resources, inheritances, astrology, the occult, and can indicate control and manipulation of some kind. The 7th house is connected with partnerships, relationships, legalities, documents, and anyway, let me get started. Well, first thing, one obvious interpretation of this could be that a sexual partner could greatly, I guess you could say, play a role, in the relationship in terms of whether it's sustained or protracted or what have you. Sex could figure prominently in a relationship. On the negative side, there might be something where, perhaps there might be some kind of control or manipulation that's connected in the relationship, perhaps by the person or maybe to the person. This could be a situation where, I'm not going to look at this as fatalistic, but the 8th house is connected with death. 7th house, governs, partnerships and relationships. It could indicate that, maybe there might be some, abrupt terminations of relationships, perhaps due to some separation or divorce, which could indicate perhaps more than one significant other or marriage partner. This could be something where astrology, occult matters, and topic, of death is, talked about in their relationships. Business partnerships may be connected with 8th house matters, such as, astrology, the occult, the metaphysical. Somebody even owning some kind of, I guess you could say like a cemetery, or somebody that works, with somebody else, business partner in a similar field. This could be a situation where perhaps inheritances, and I guess you could say documents, or figure more strongly than maybe most, or other positions. This person may strongly be involved, like in writing a will. The executor of a will figure prominently in wills, and maybe much paperwork and documents connected with this. This could be something also where inheritances might affect the relationship, or to some degree, or relationships with people in general, and this could even include brothers, sisters, because we're talking platonic relationships as well. And another thing is, we look at the 8th house is, we could look at others' resources, and others' resources might figure strongly and play an integral role in relationships and businesses. Sometimes and possibly, an inheritance might lead to some kind of, legal issue of some kind, or maybe the person thought he wasn't supposed, was supposed to get more money, for example, and winds up suing because of this, as one example. This could be a situation where death, could impact a relationship. It could be, the death of, say, somebody close to the person, his or herself, or a relative strongly connected with a significant other. Maybe it might make strengthen the relationship, or might make it dwindle. Those are some of the things connected with, I believe, with the ruler of the 8th house and the 7th house in a horoscope. Some other things may include, we can look at the 8th house as being, it's the house of transformation and regeneration, and there might be something where this person might feel compelled to transform others in a relationship, or maybe there might be some transformation of the self this person goes through, with some kind of metamorphosis that enables him or her to be feel like he could be better, or play a stronger role, or be able to get that acquire that potential or prospective significant other, just be somebody that has better credentials, so to speak, for a marriage partner, or a significant other. So anyway, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the ruler of the 8th house posited in the 7th house in the natal horoscope. Stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about the ruler of the 8th house in the 8th house in the natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel, but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis on a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because a person astrologically is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.